107.5 WBLS. We are inside of the Quiet Storm, but this time we're turning it up and getting closer to you because it's time for the reality of love. And of course, the lady totally opposite of me is Miss Indy Smith. And you need to grab that microphone, Indy.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you much.
And we're holding her hostage.
Yes,
Miss
we are.
Tara Wallace has decided to stick around for a little while longer so we can get really in depth and crazy. And because we're online, we can really kind of go hard.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
because you wasn't going nowhere. You was saying something but not saying nothing.
Well, you know what? All right, I'm going to turn it over to you. What do you have to say?
I just, first let me just say you are magnificent.
Oh, thank you.
You're gorgeous,
Thank
but
you.
just your inner person is awesome.
That's so
And
sweet.
I'm a believer that everyone deserves love. Not everyone knows how to reciprocate. And most people who want love are those who don't understand it or been exposed to it correctly,
Right.
but they want it.
Right.
So it's something that's missing. So a lot of times we have these pint people that want to get with these gallon people, and it just don't work.
Well, let me play devil's advocate.
Am I the pint or the gallon?
You're the
wanna
gallon.
know. Okay. I don't know if you meant like
You're the
physically.
gallon.
Okay.
You're the gallon.
You said the pint people want to get with gallon people.
Absolutely.
So what does that say?
That says that, of course you do. Like every person, every human being wants to grow.
Right.
When you stop growing, you die. Like you always want more. And it might not just be tangible, material things, but you just want to be a better person or have new ideas or just want to grow or be accepted. And sometimes, you have people that, I'm just going to say it, men see women that are like 10s, but they are not 10 material yet. And
So let me stop you. Hold on. Time out.
you going? Come on, bring it.
You know
Bring
exactly
it.
where I'm going. So if the man is not a 10,
I feel like
The mess
But
up-
women too. Women too.
Oh,
I'm not just throwing my fellas under the bus. I'm saying people, period. People, period. And I think some gallons accept pints, knowing that they're not going to be full. They're going to be dragging behind. That something's going to be missing. But for the moment, it's great. But it's just for a season.
what do you have to say about that? Before I even chime in.
I, in some ways, obviously, I'm not agreeing with her just because she's a woman, but I do agree with that sometimes. I think that people, they tackle these big relationships knowing that they're not ready to give all that they should give. And listen, I believe that there are people out here that all don't want to be faithful together. And I think that those people should get together and lobby for their rights.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Now that I agree with.
Absolutely.
But what does that say about us, though? Because at the end of the day, we really have to look at that person, meaning ourselves, in the mirror. And we have to be real with ourselves. And I don't know if we're real with ourselves as much as we should be.
Absolutely.
Because if you know that person's not a 10, and but because, because you ladies like so many different things. Like,
What?
Here we go.
He's
I'm
getting
about
angry.
to
He's
go in
getting
now.
angry. Man,
Because you ladies like so many different things. The guy tries to be the quintessential gentleman.
Right.
He doesn't have no tinge of bad boy in him. He's boring to you. If the sex is great, he could be interesting to you. But if his sex is okay, he's boring to you. If dude is bad boy, sex is off the chain, not the 10 that you need at all, you're all for him. And so I say, y'all need to fall on your face a few times so that way you can wake up and understand the true value of the person and not just because he has this certain kind of measure.
It's so crazy you say that because, like, at the end of the day, it's not the woman who falls on her face. It's also the man who's fallen on his face, also fallen on his face, and that he has the bigger lesson to learn than that person who's loving and giving everything. Because that person, that's just who they are, and they will continue on giving whatever it is that they give. Mm-hmm. But I think that I don't think that people are boring. It's just that they're not a match for the other person. They're just different personalities.
Well, they say
Absolutely.
polar
And those
opposites
people
attract.
have to find. Listen, I agree with that, and I also get, and I don't want to get any hate for this. I get that sometimes when you're in this industry as a musician, as a rapper, sometimes that warrants extracurricular activities that are just kind of given.
Like what? What kind of extracurricular
and
activities?
It's hard to say no.
Wait,
But
hold
I
on.
think that person has to be honest with themselves so that they can proceed with caution. You know what I mean? They should stay in their lane and only date girls that don't want serious relationships, or you should not pursue a family and then say, okay, well, now I'm not ready for this.
Right.
Now I only want to date someone that doesn't have any children and that can only, that's not ready for what that's ready for what I can give.
Right.
And I think that if from day one this person said to me, I don't want to have any kids, I just want to date and let's have a good time. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to have any kids either and I want to have a good time. And then when I'm tired of that, I'm like, okay, I'm tired of having a good time. I'm ready to move forward.
If people could be just that upfront with each other, I would be a happy man. Right. I would probably be married by now. If people were that upfront with each other.
Would you really, though?
Yeah, I would really, though.
Well, see, this is the thing. You can be upfront and honest in the beginning. But just because people are upfront and honest in the beginning, sometimes they're upfront and honest with not who they actually are.
Well, I mean,
it's a difference.
Yeah, I understand. A lot of people, they fall into the false pretense. They're always wearing a mask and not being their true, authentic self.
So they're saying
I get that.
But here it's like, oh shoot. Well, if they really knew what I did.
I can only speak for Lenny Green. I can't speak for John Wallace. I can't speak for
This is
Jose.
my cousin, by the way, John Wallace.
John Wallace. What's up, John? So I can't speak for nobody. I only speak for me. I mean, and I think we have to be able to know ourselves in order to be able to profess that. Because if you don't know yourself, you're going to be lost in space anyway.
I have a question for you. I was listening when you were just talking with Lenny on air, and you said that you all had no arguments.
No,
until the baby came. That made me really drop. Like I just felt weird. Like red lights, flashlight. Like it just like how do you? Anyone who knows me, and even the guys here, they know that I'm a firm believer that I'm not gonna take you seriously until I see how you handle struggle.
Right.
How do I see how is your character defined? If you haven't been through something.
Right.
Like good times are great, but when the rubber meets the road, like how are you, if I go off, I spaz out, I say something that you don't like, I get sick, I really need you, I'm not gonna pay attention to you for a whole week because, my family's sick or whatever. How did you
Well, I mean, all of those things, it's not that we didn't cross any type of struggle, it was just that we communicated. So I thought we were communicating, and we would talk about those things. We would, make adjustments where they needed to be made. So it's not like I'm in a relationship with someone who's not giving me anything, even when when things were very difficult. I've never been in a relationship with this man. He wasn't giving me anything. He was very much so participating in our household. He was very much so doing things that would. That I would think a father, the man in my life, would be doing. But we did come to a point where my female intuition began to kick in, and I felt something was not right. And immediately I addressed it with him, and it was just weird. He was, and I tell this story often, he was washing the dishes. I looked over at him. I didn't like the energy that surrounded him. And I said to him from the couch, I said, whoever she is, I really hope she's worth losing your family over.
Wow.
Jesus.
And he looked at me. He was like, what are you talking about?
Oh, I love that one. I love that one. Like you just didn't articulate it in English. So either he was deaf or just forgot the English language.
Right.
For that moment.
I said it to him, and he was just like, what are you talking about? I'm just saying, I'm not going to pry. I'm not going to try and figure out your passwords.
So you kind of vibed it right away?
I'm just telling you what I feel.
Look. No, she has that Virgo instinct. I'm a Virgo. I understand. Virgo. Trust me. I know how it is. You feel, because when we get into people, we get into people. That's the bottom line at the end. Look, we got somebody on hold.
I'm an Aquarius, so my head is always in the air, hovering over
Exactly,
you.
In the air and in the clouds.
I know it.
In the air
I'm
and
in the clouds with
right.
Jesus hovering over you, cutting the crap.
Lucifer was up in the clouds too. Remember that. Mm-hmm. So let's go to the lines.
Oh my goodness, that was funny.
Elizabeth?
Yes.
Hi.
Nice. Thank you for being so patient with us, Elizabeth. Say hello
You're
to Tara.
welcome.
Thank you. Say hello to Tara Wallace.
Hi, Tara. How are you?
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm
Awesome.
fine.
Question or comment, baby?
Comment, actually. Comment. Tara, all I wanted to say is keep your head strong, keep it high. Get your boys, do what you have to do. One thing that we women do, we give these men our mind, our body, our soul. And they always think the grass is greener on the other side until they get there. And I'm just going to leave you with this one little bitty message. Just close your eyes real tight and just think how it feels to be in love with a man and he loving you back just as equally.
Right.
To be in love with a man and he can talk with you and walk with you and cry with you and just anything that you need, he sees fit to make it happen for you. That's the kind of man that we, women, need to keep us empowered and keep us, just looking forward to tomorrow. That creep doesn't deserve any more of you. So you go and do what you have to do. Put your survival mode in order and just look straight forward and don't even turn and look back.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all I would like to tell you.
Thank you. Thanks you so much.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Appreciate the call tonight.
All right. Thank you very much.
Well, that's pretty sound advice.
Yeah.
That is.
Wow.
Definitely.
So where are you right now? Because, when we go, you've been through a 13-year situation, and with you don't even have to go through half of that period of time.
Right.
And I just want to know, will this make you react or do something differently as you move forward with life?
It will definitely make me do certain things differently. I think it is so important that as women, we recognize when we are not being fulfilled and act accordingly versus waiting for things to get better. Let me be a stronger person because he's going through something. Because when he's going through something, he seeks an extracurricular or something immediately, a vice, an outlet immediately. And I'm not saying we have to seek, some type of physical outlet, but we need to act accordingly when we are not happy. And I think that's so important. I think women, we just give, and we give very blindly, and we don't acknowledge ourselves as being unhappy because we think that once he's okay and he's in a better place, then I'll be happy again, and we'll move forward. And so I think that it's very important to acknowledge that. Now, going into this, I was, very headstrong and, watched my mother's ups and downs and her downs. I'm like, I'll never be that. I'll never do that. But sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it until you look back on it. And then, so I think that's the one thing that I would do differently is like when I'm unhappy, then it's time to make a move and make a change.
Have you moved on? Honestly.
It's very hard. I have moved on.
It's hard. It's hard to move on.
It's definitely hard. I still see him a lot, so I'm looking at that physical person that I loved so much. But when someone shares their body with someone else, that's just something that can never really you can get back. That's not a part of themselves that you can get back. And I think that unfortunately men don't look at their bodies like a temple the way women do.
Or should.
Or should. I think that they just look at it as, a pack of gum. Let everyone have a pull and chew.
Not me.
Sometimes. But I think that, men should recognize their bodies as just as sacred.
Oh, yeah.
And it shouldn't be, shared with many. If I feel that, for a woman to make that sacrifice and say, hey, no matter what we go through, I would never want to walk in a room and someone can say, they have experienced that, that I should also feel confident and walk in a room. And no woman can say she's experienced that. And, I just think that just as a whole, people need to learn to love people the way they want to be loved.
Absolutely. Bottom line.
Well, but I think that's a problem in itself because I don't know if most people know how they really
Want to be loved?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you this much: love should never hurt.
No.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I'm not saying it should always feel good. And that's the one thing that we go through or that we discuss in arguments is that I wasn't, when you walk through the door, oh, I love you so much. But I never failed you. I always came through. So because I had so much on my plate, I was just about getting every single thing done so that I didn't start the next week with things lingering from last week. And when you become a mom, that list grows. It becomes like a small sheet of paper to the full sheet of paper of things that needed to get done. So and I say to him, it's not because I didn't love you. If I stop giving to you what I would normally give to you, you never stop and say, why doesn't she do this? And what can I do to make her feel comfortable in doing the things that she used to do?
Right.
And I at this stage in my life, I'm not in my 20s, I'm in my 30s. And if I'm not comfortable with something, I'm just not going to do what I used to do until I feel you deserve it.
Good for you. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, girl.
Well, that's interesting that she says that when things stop, they say sometimes, most times in relationships, they fall apart when the nothingness comes about. Like in the beginning, it's all good. You're on the same team. It's love and everything. And then something might happen where it's devastating. You got to pull through and you're in it together. So you're on the same team. And then life happens where it's time to be still. And one person is going this way. The other person is going this way mentally. And so the dynamic changes. You aren't given as much attention. And I find it interesting once the baby came. Like the dynamics shifted and here's this person that needs both of us to be consistent.
Right.
First time meeting her, I can already tell she is on it. She is consistently consistent. and no, and everybody can't deal with that.
Right.
Like that requires responsibility.
Right.
Consideration, planning, respect of another person's time.
Right.
So
who can't deal with that? You said
not everybody can deal because not everybody's consistent.
You're saying, well, but let's deal in the context of men and women. So you're saying not every man can deal with that?
I don't know. I don't want to say not every man, but when two people link up, that's something that you should look at. Like, how consistent is this person? Are you there when you say you're going to be there? Are you going to do this? If you can't, do you let me know? Do you consider on a consistent basis other things other than what's convenient for you?
And very specific in that it's something that's considered as, you know what, I have a baby now. I can't stay up all night and watch movies. I really do have to try and get some sleep.
Right.
And I really do have to try and get up at a certain time. And it doesn't mean that, I'm ignoring you. It means that I really do have to get some sleep. Or, the one thing that he said, it was like, I would ask you to hang out all the time. You didn't have time to hang out. And so I would say to him, like, did you forget what was going on when I wasn't hanging out with you? And
Who said that?
Who
you think said it?
No.
So I
can't.
So I say to him, I say to him, I said, I think you forget that I would love to hang out with you, but I was nursing a baby. So after my 8 hours of work,
Does he know that?
I needed to go and feed our baby.
Doesn't he know that though?
But I think that, it's somewhere in there. I think that he just thinks, maybe I'm intentionally changing.
Come
You
on.
are, but you are.
I'm intentionally changing for a reason.
But you are.
I gotta go. We got some people on the line, but here's the problem
I'm
that I have.
starting to twitch.
The problem that I have is, look, and maybe it's because I don't have any kids, but I understand and observe very, very carefully. Fellas, if you have a child by a woman, things are going to change. But more importantly,
you can only have a child by a woman, by the way.
That's true. Well, I just want to be clear, just in case somebody must be, drunk right now. So look, if you have a child by a woman, make sure that you do what you got to do. I mean, come on. She can't change her life just so crazy because of the fact that, things are the way they are.
Right.
Shout outs to all the mommy men right now. The men that stay at home and mother and, well, maybe not mother, they father, but they raise the children and the women go out and work and push the baby carriages and have the knapsack thingies on their back. Shout outs to you guys that are
Shout
the
out to the men
mothering
who
dads
definitely are.
Who wake up in the middle of the
Dads
night and let their
moms.
wives sleep or let their girlfriends sleep and change diapers and do carpool.
Let's go to the
Shout
phones.
outs.
Let's go to the phones. Hello, the Quiet Storm. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
Natasha.
Latanya. Natasha. Can you come a little bit too closer to the phone?
Yes.
All right. Say hello to Tara.
Hi, Clara.
Hi, Natasha. How are you?
Question or comment?
Hello. Hello, I'm Shakaya Phelps.
Oh.
A question. Do you have a question for Tara or a comment?
Question. Tara.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you regret staying with Peter for so long?
No, I don't regret staying with Peter for so long. I think everything is a learning lesson. I believe that because I loved him, I could have been a little bit blind to certain things. And I'm the kind of person that has to see it all out in the open. And I think that because I'm that person, I had to see it this way so that I can move on accordingly.
Oh.
Your
Well,
girl.
I like how you're a strong person, Tara.
Oh.
Thank
Yes, she
you.
is.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Is there another person? Is there another question here?
Oh, no, it's not really a question. It's really, I just want to say to Tara, I, really love her personality. I'm not even trying to say that, but I'm going to shut up right now.
Thank you.
Thanks for the
You're
call,
welcome.
ladies. Thanks for the call. Appreciate the call. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
This is the Quiet Storm, baby. Tara Wallace is with us from Love and Hip Hop, New York. Let's go to the phones. Hello. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Lenny.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. What can I do for you, Kathleen?
The topic that you're speaking about, is it still about the woman who got passed over so that the man she was with married someone else?
Well, we're talking about it. Her name is Tara Wallace, and she's with us tonight, Kathleen. She could actually hear you right now. So do you have a question or a comment?
Well, I think that is terrible. I think it's really, really bad because if she put forth that much towards him, he should have did the same thing towards her. If he wasn't serious about her, he should have told her way beforehand and walked away.
Sound point. Sound point.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for the
Okay,
call
well,
tonight.
tell Indy I said hello, and I got tea on for her blanket.
Oh.
Ah.
Thank you.
Are you crocheting a blanket for Indy?
She is.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the call tonight, Kathleen. Appreciate that. You know, Vito wants a blanket too.
Yes. In red.
Yeah, well, hello. Vito has to inbox me. the
Okay. All right.
information.
Well, he'll make sure that Indy will take care of that for him.
Okay.
I think he's doing it right now, actually.
Oh.
Well,
Thanks.
Lenny.
Yes. The choir's up. Hello.
Yes, hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
This is Cynthia from Brooklyn.
Cynthia, say hello to Tara and Indy.
Hi, Miss Tara, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm good.
That's well. I'd like to comment on the show, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Question or comment,
Hello?
baby? Question or comment?
Excuse me?
Do you have a question or a comment?
I have a comment.
Go right ahead.
Miss Tara,
Yes, ma'am.
you had two sons for Mr. Guns, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And you fine with the scenario?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering, like, you know, if the way things are going with that scenario, that particular scenario, you know, you deserve better.
Thank you. I feel as though I do.
Yes, you do.
Thank you for the call tonight, my love.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. No, one more call. This is the choir song. Hello, what's your name?
Monique, hi.
Monique, say hello to the two very, very special ladies in my company tonight, Tara and Indy.
Hi, Happy New Year to everyone.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Monique.
Question or
Yes,
comment?
I actually had wanted to just make a comment to Tara. Tara, you are a beautiful and intelligent woman, and I'm so very sorry that you had to go through those things. I was in a relationship as well, and it ended after 13 years. I had 2 children. And one of the hardest things that I had to go through was I didn't want to be a statistic. I didn't want to be a single mom. So I endured a lot. I think one of the main reasons why I didn't leave is because I was afraid to start over. You know, I was really afraid to start over. So my question, do you think that was one of the reasons why you stayed with him as long as you did, was because you was afraid to start over?
You know, it was not, you know, now that we are here, you know, I have to address definitely starting over. It's not something that I can say I'm not afraid of. But, you know, people seem to think that people always say, well, he cheated on you for 13 years. And I'm like, well, unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that he was doing that for 13 years. You know,
Right.
I'm not in a relationship with someone that I didn't think was doing something or giving me something back. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it was not enough. So am I afraid to move forward? There are definitely aspects of it that I'm afraid of. But, you know, I'm you know, what you're seeing now has been filmed some months ago. So at this point in my life, I think that it's just something I have to do. And I'm doing, and like I said earlier, I do trust that the universe will provide everything that I need. And it won't provide if I don't step out and reach forward. If I stay in the situation, it won't provide. If I, you know, just jump out there and say, you know what, this is enough, I can't, then it will provide everything that I need.
You have the right mindset with that, and I know that you will do well. You have a lot of people on your team.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of people on your side, so I wish you the best.
Thank you.
For 2014, and everyone else as well.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for calling today, baby. Appreciate it. Okay. The Reality of Love. I'm Lenny Green. We're joined by Miss Tyler Wallace. There's no more calls, right? And she's, of course, a familiar face from Love and Hip Hop, New York, season 4. I understand that you want to come back. You wouldn't mind doing another season.
You know,
for a purpose, though, right?
It's for a purpose. But, you know, I'm kind of like one of those persons, like whatever the task is, I don't shy away from it. I just kind of jump in there and I'm like, okay, you know, this is obviously what's meant for me to do. Right. So I just jump. I always jump. I never shy away from anything.
She's a Virgo.
Awesome.
She's a Virgo. That's what we do.
You still jumping? You jumping?
We jump into the right things.
Yeah,
well, we try to.
Yes.
Try to.
And you know, and believe it or not, in all of this, I you know, in terms of Peter, I don't wish anything bad for him. I really wish that he grows to become a better father for our children, so we can use this as an example for them as to how not to be. You know,
how are your children? Like, how are they? Like, you're a mom, so it's not what they say and it's sometimes what they don't. In their quiet times,
you know,
how are they?
My kids they're awesome, and one reason that they are is because I have not allowed what's going on between their father and I to affect the energy of our household, right. Which means that I have allowed him to be over a lot.
Okay.
I am finding that's difficult for me, but you know, it's not about me anymore. You know, as I move forward, I'm moving to a new apartment, a new space.
Okay. Yeah,
you guys don't know, but I did cut
all my hair. But you had like the crop. Oh,
but
okay.
So I've made like a lot of changes in preparation for, you know, my new space, and so that's something that we still have yet to tackle because I have not allowed what's been going on between the two of us and even on the show to affect the energy of what's going on with them.
Okay, which is important. I mean, because the kids are real fragile.
And it's crazy because, like, you know, they are so obsessed with their dad. It's unbelievable.
That's awesome. A good thing.
That's a good thing. And it should stay that way.
And he's a great father. Yeah. He's an amazing father. I mean, when I watch him with the kids, I'm like, you know, I'm like, no, I'm like, I wish I had a dad that was so much fun. He's like so much. Even when it's time to like even Christmas shop, I'm like, I don't know what to get kids. Like, what do I get kids? Like, I'm like, I want to buy them iPads. What do you think?
Wow.
He was like, no, we're gonna go and we're gonna buy this. I'm like, okay, God. I'm like, you know, so I still depend on him.
Okay.
For a lot of things, and us moving on does not alleviate him from his duties.
No, he's absolutely always going to be
yes.
your family. So
absolutely,
I'm sure you still want to love and respect and keep that
Yes.
that part of it. And,
And I want the best for him, even if it's not with me.
That's awesome.
I want him to move on and find that.
Well, let me look at the other side of the coin for a minute.
Absolutely.
The other side of the coin
Is this a
would
quarter, a dime, or a penny? What are we looking
Here
at?
we
be
go.
quarter, baby. I'm going expensive.
A 50-cent piece, $1? Like what? Are we?
We're going a quarter. I'm not going to even go for a dollar. I'm going to go for a quarter.
Okay.
The bottom line is, okay, so I'm hearing that, Amina wants to be stepmom.
Okay.
So, obviously when, in a situation like this where obviously there's children involved, if it would be a clean break if there was no children involved. But because there are children involved,
Right.
and she's a part of his life,
Okay.
if he stays in this situation that way,
Right.
would you be open if the children had spend time with him as well around that situation?
I have to say, I have to be 100% honest.
Yeah,
No time soon.
Mm.
He chose her for himself, not for our kids or our family.
gotcha.
Thank you. I was waiting to hear that part, not an angry part, but that.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's a bad person and she would harm my children. It's just that that's not something I'm ready to address, and I won't be for some time. I'm very honest with myself.
Gotcha. How have you learned to control your temper though?
I don't really have a temper. I'm very passionate.
Because that smack that I had heard about kind of went around the country, well, at least along the East Coast. I don't know if it went to California, but
listen, I know that in that part of the show that people see that I definitely don't necessarily condone violence. That is something that if you can imagine the worst thing being said to you, that happened in that moment, and just as a woman knowing as a woman, you don't have to be explained the detriment of that statement. As a woman, she can relate and she can understand that situation. So she either needed to have backup or explained it in a much gentler tone.
think before you speak.
Or sent it to me in an email and let me digest and then meet her.
Yeah.
That's not something you say as a get back, as I'm winning this argument. That's a very, even though she and I were arguing, it was just a cat fight with sharp claws and banter.
Now,
that was very life-changing.
Could he have done something differently? And do you think in the very beginning to soften the blow or to present her into your life in a different way?
Absolutely. He could have said, Taranasha, I can no longer do this because I'm in love with someone else and I'm moving out. Absolutely.
Communication is quintessential.
Yeah, absolutely. But those aren't things that he said because those were, Peter is a very free spirit, and unfortunately sometimes he jumps into things without thinking them out. And we've even had situations where I've had to help him think out things. And then he says, oh, you're right. I'm happy I didn't do that. I'm happy I listened to you. And so, but I think that perhaps, being that is his personality, that continues to be something that he struggles with. Unfortunately, this time it just cost him a lot more than it would have in the past.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know. There's a fine line between free spirit and irresponsibility.
Right.
There is. And that's why it's so important, and I'm hard on any man that really doesn't live up to his responsibility and handle business, because we have to handle business, fellas, as we move forward into hopefully a better life for ourselves. We have to handle our business much more organized and much more in a constructive way, as opposed to ratchetness and just ugliness and just sloppy. So I hope we as men can learn how to do that as we continue to move forward.
I hope us as human beings can stop treating each other like commodities and stop. Not everybody is different. Everybody has a different heart. Everybody has a different soul. Everybody has a different purpose. But on this journey, the people that come into your life that show you true unconditional love and share their time with you and support.
Right.
Why would you treat them less than you would a business partner? If somebody was cutting you a check, you'd know what time to pick it up, how to get in touch with them. You'd probably bring something that they like to say thank you. You would say thank you, send an email. You will be consistent with that relationship. And I think a human being, especially someone who's helped create other people from you, deserve more than that. So,
I agree.
Yeah, you know me. I don't.
I mean, look, I'm the same kind of I'm the same kind of way. You know, I mean, I think there is a level of standard that we all have to measure up to and live up to, obviously, in life. But more importantly, just live up to our responsibilities. If we can't live up to our responsibilities, then it's a problem to begin with. But hey, you know, both of y'all, I've shared my personal life.
I've heard your
y'all.
stories, boy.
So, you know, I don't really have to go in depth at this stage of the game. But look, fellas, if you definitely have a child in your life, you have to do the right thing by the child, despite of what kind of relationship happens between you and the woman. Stand by that child, respect the relationship, and just grow. Right. So my question to you.
And it doesn't make me perfect, by the way. And I know I'm sitting and we're calm. It doesn't mean that I'm a flower to come home to every day.
Oh, I'm sure you're not, sister. I'm sure you're not. Because just as much as I know, and I'm going to support her Virgo side, I know how we can be. You can be moody at times.
Things, I can be moody. Things have to make sense to me. Sometimes, I'm very. I can be snappy, but again, I always have to, I can be very sarcastic, absolutely, but I work in the restaurant industry. So, that kind of, I've honed that craft just, by default. Like I didn't mean to hone the craft. It just kind of happened.
Okay. Okay. I get it.
But it just, and the one thing that I always say to him is just, I've always been consistent with loving you and I haven't changed that. And under no circumstances have I been the kind of person that you could not come to and share what's going on with you without judgment. Even if you said, I need to talk to you and I don't want to hear your mouth about it and I don't want to hear your judgment about it. Because I've come to him like that. Like, there's something I need to talk to you about and I never want to hear it outside of this conversation. Do you understand me? He's like, yes. I'm like, okay, then this is what I need to say to you. So I can also receive that and understand and act accordingly. So in saying that, it is, just be honest with, who you are in some way. Don't allow me to continue to sacrifice who I am for the sake of our family when you are not even meeting me halfway there. Yeah. That's very unfair to me.
Yeah, it's very unfair. I agree.
Is that the bottom line?
Oh! It is. This is the reality.
She's like, pick it up.
This is the reality of love, baby. We're just having a great time in the new year with Tara Wallace, and I'm thankful that she's here. Look, let's shift the paradigm for just a moment. You're a Virgo, so what are you? One of these neat Virgos, though?
I used to be, but after children, no.
It's hard, huh?
I mean, can I just be honest?
Yeah, please.
Everyone's always like, they always give me crap about, the apartment. I'm like, we live in New York City. Obviously, you people are commenting live in like Houston or some big state where apartments for $200 or 5 bedrooms.
And they're fabulous.
Right. So it's so funny. I will have all of the Love and Hip Hop production swifting and sweeping before you would film it.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, I would.
No way.
And I would call. I'm like, and I would be so sweet. I'm like, I'm going to need your help today. I am going to need your help. And they're like, okay, we're going to come over early and we're going to help you do whatever you need to do. I'm like, thank you.
But at least you got that those extra hands.
So that's what baby is so upset when they were always talking crap about Peter's feet. I'm like, he was actually outside barefoot, not in our apartment, but actually outside in the backyard. And so, smoking a cigar, just like waiting to with the kids. He was just like, I'm waiting, and whenever they call me, I'll come in. So when he did indeed come in, I'm like, you want to put some socks on? He was like, no, I'm good. I'm like, you want to take a baby wipe? No, I'm good. You want to wash your feet? No, I'm good. I'm like, okay, then.
I get it. So, okay, so we understand how that goes.
Yes.
Because, I think I used to be a neat Virgo.
I used to, yes. And things have, I'm like my father, I'm like, if I pick this up, it has to go right back here. If you put it here, I'm like, oh my God, what did I do with that watch?
Oh,
I can't find it.
She got OCD.
That's fine.
It's very,
yeah, well, of course, you can relate to that.
But I got that from my grandfather, who's my soulmate. He always said, put things back from whence they came.
I believe it. Absolutely.
I could think I can keep things neat once I kind of get it neat.
Once you get it neat, yes.
But I gotta get it neat. That's the question. And once I get it neat, my producer is shaking his head, but that's the real truth. Once I get it neat, I'm good.
Yes.
But I got to get it. The hardest thing is getting it neat.
But listen, when you have children, the truth is it does take a village. Like
there's no kids around me, though. It's just me being a slob.
Now, my friends know when they come over, there's a load of laundry to fold.
Wow. So that's pretty much the forte.
Absolutely.
You come over, you have a cup of coffee or a drink and fold
No,
clothes.
I'm already making your coffee. I already know what wine you want to drink as you're folding these clothes.
Wow.
Oh, that's sweet. That's fair. I like that.
Absolutely.
I know about folding clothes. Vito.
When do you want to come over?
I'm pretty good at folding clothes except sheets. I need help with sheets. So.
Okay. Okay.
Pick the day, I'll be there.
That's pretty fair.
I'm
But
holding them to
but
that.
It goes.
You heard him. I'm
Yes.
inviting
Hold
him
on.
to the
Yes,
play.
and I want
exchange
to. I want
for
an
a load of laundry.
Instagram. I want an Instagram photo.
Well, hold on. The door swings both ways.
I'm
I
inviting
get
you
to-
to the play. Remember?
Huh?
Exactly. You already got your present.
What?
The play. What? Huh? I can hear. You already got your present.
Well, hold
you
on.
got
I'm
tickets
thinking
to the
about
play.
exchange.
No, it's a consistent thing, isn't it? Isn't it a fair
Oh,
exchange?
you know what? I don't
Oh,
know.
one time-
That's,
one time.
Y'all work that out.
Okay,
I'm
one-
just saying.
All right, fine. All right, cool. Look, you got me. No problem. I wash pretty good too, though. You do have a washing machine, right?
Oh, right across the street.
Oh no, we got to do something about that. We got to do
That's a
something.
trip. That's cute. That's a cute little date. Go and wash and fold. It's quiet. You wash and fold. I would love to
You
see
can
that.
charge by the pound.
Oh, so you can drop off. You can drop
that's
off your
terrible.
laundry.
That's terrible.
Now you know what? Here's what. Nah, I can't. I'm not gonna say nothing. I say too much on this show. I'm not doing this anymore. It's a new year. I'm doing things differently. Differently, Vito.
That's
Differently.
boring.
That's okay. It's all right. It's all
That's
good. though.
boring. It's bad enough I'm not drinking anymore on the show.
I know you're not drinking. You didn't make that formal announcement.
Oh, I'm not drinking anymore on the show.
She came in drinking.
On the show. Oh, I'm
Before and after are different
Please.
things. If we're going to be technical,
Is it?
before the show and after the show are completely different.
yeah.
Well, because this is the Quiet Storm and the reality of love, I like to just kind of keep things consistent
Okay.
across the board. So I will start. I don't like.
I just wanted to ask one
Yes.
quick question.
Oh,
One quick
Andy!
question.
Uh-oh, Vito's on. Are you done inboxing about your quilt?
Kathleen, he's waiting for his red. He likes red.
He's gonna
Vito
see
loves
mine.
red.
He's gonna see
Are
mine.
are you dating now?
I'm not dating, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of excited about it.
Lenny
Oh
Green.
shucks! Here's the wash and fold date,
I'm kind of
and
excited
then
about it.
you're gonna bring
is
the
setup.
wine. Make sure you write down that wine because she likes that wine.
He likes Pinot Grigio. I got
You
it.
write down
Yeah,
that wine, and then you have enough laundry for him. You want him to do whites and colors.
That is not a problem. Laundry is never a
I feel
problem.
like I'm being set up for
and
this.
I want
This
some
is a
Instagram pictures.
We got you.
There you go.
It's a Virgo thing.
I'm excited.
It's a Virgo thing. It will
It's a little
happen.
weird,
It will
but
happen.
I'm excited.
No, it
I'm
will
happy.
happen.
I'm
It's
happy, yeah.
cool. It's all good. So now let's get back to what's happening with you with the Yandy project. Because is she doing a film or is she doing a play?
She's actually doing a film, and
Oh.
she's still casting for some of the other roles. So,
Well, you may have found your lead.
But I-
It's twins. It's twins, right? So you may have found your leading man in this.
listen, I was like, "What is going on?"
What is it about? Are you allowed to talk about it? or-
I mean, that is something we do have to stay tuned for,
Okay.
and for the future. But this week, the twins is what he's referring to.
The twins. If you missed that episode of Love and Hip Hop, you'll see her in the audition thing. So, you know what I'm always amazed, and I
The
use,
Harding twins, and they are complete gentlemen. They're very sweet. Even in the audition, and I was freaking them out. They were just like, "What's going on here?" They had no idea. Like, I'm out for blood. I'm trying to get this role.
you
but
get into character real quick.
Wow,
Yes,
that's
I'm like,
awesome.
I'm sorry I have to use you for this, but I'm.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes.
I need a technique because acting is like a side hobby.
Okay.
But I have the hardest thing in remembering lines.
Well, that's the when it comes to the lines, because I'm a thespian, the lines are like the least of anyone's worries.
Really?
It's so much work before you even get to memorizing the lines.
Got it.
And so once the line comes, it's like, what else would I say but this?
Okay. There you go. There you have it. So, aside from this production, are you continuing to expand your brand a little bit more in that avenue?
That's the awesome thing about reality TV. Absolutely, is that it just opens the door and it allows you to be on such a platform that it exposes you to so much, which allows you to be to do more things than just probably what you even your original intention. reality is what's kind of the basis is what's going on in your life, which you are able to explore, what you are here to do. You're able to explore, and then there are just things that automatically just come from that. It's so weird because at the age I am, most of my friends are already into their second career. The ones who worked hard and chose professions that would, if you worked hard, you could also always have a great job. And a lot of them are like, okay, now I'm bored and I'm on to this. And so I feel like I'm at that age where I'm like, okay, I want to do this, but I also want to do that.
Why not? I mean, I think you should do everything as much as you possibly can while you have time.
Right, absolutely.
Because it doesn't go backwards. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely.
At all.
Not. No, it's very quick. It's reality TV. I feel is like reading, the paper.
Pretty much.
Definitely.
Do you love to travel?
I do like to travel. I have not in some time, but my old roommate is from Morocco, so in June I'm planning to spend 2 weeks in Morocco.
Look at that. Look at that.
I'm
Look at
going
that.
in the fall.
Oh wow!
Yes, Morocco.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it, and I'm so excited about it that I've just started to envision it. I've started to just really, really, call it into the universe so that there's nothing standing in my way, and I'm gonna go with my sons. And
awesome.
I'm very excited. But I had a roommate who was from Morocco, Miriam, and so she called me the other day, and she was just like, you know what? I'm married now. My family is happy with me. So you need to come to Morocco. And I was like, you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Nice. Wow. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm
you
so
go
excited.
when?
In June.
In June.
Yes.
So see, y'all need to stay in correspondence so that way she can kind of.
Yeah, well, everyone told me not to go in the summertime because it's really hot.
Really hot.
And the tourist season, like, it's really crowded. So the spring is a little too soon. I figure, okay, fall, I'm done with school, like, little present for myself.
Right.
And I have a couple people that are going with me, and they have family over there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's always good to know someone.
To know someone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm really excited. I don't know. I might go and not come back.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, we'll know if you don't come back, that's for sure. I'll be doing this show by myself. That's for
I'll fill in. I'll down
You're
here and.
Oh, that's what's up.
Bring some laundry.
And bring some. You'll be folding
Wait,
while I'm
hold on.
talking.
Laundry and wine.
Dude, I mean.
Yes,
I
you
don't-
do look domestic. Yes, you do.
Let him make it happen. Come on.
You look like you could make it
Stop
happen.
it.
No, well, you know what?
Laundry, all radio, and internet.
Shout out to my mama. Mama, thank you for teaching me the right things, because bottom line is that she wanted to make sure that I was right so that way I wouldn't have to be dependent
Absolutely.
on women to do what I need to have done in life. So, yeah, I am domestic at the end of the day.
Good.
Who would ever do?
I'm reading a book now called Why Men Love Bitches.
Oh, someone told me to read that a while back.
Okay. And her name is Sherry Argrove is the author. And she also wrote a book, Why Men Marry Bitches. And in it, please, bitches meaning just a woman with standards, not rude, not mean, not aggressive, not abrasive, but just not available and just having standards. And then there's the nice girl, the girl who considers your time, calls you on a regular, lets you know where she's going to be.
Is there somebody like that for real?
Hey,
There's real
guess
people
what?
like that?
I have examples.
Real people like that.
So would you consider yourself to be a nice girl, and maybe that's why you didn't see certain things?
I think that I consider myself to be a nice girl in my relationship and a bitch in the workplace. And I think that perhaps I should switch them. I think that I should switch.
You're the manager that is going to give me a hard time at the restaurant. Is that basically it?
No, I'm just going to help you see things in a very common sense way. Like, I'm not intentionally keeping you from your table, and if I had one to offer you, I would like nothing more than for you to get out of my face and for me to see you.
Oh, okay.
But if that's not happening, then obviously I just can't.
So you could be a shark when you want to be.
By default, yes.
By default, because of occupation. Oh, okay.
Because of occupation, yes.
Gotcha. But come on. Is there such a thing as that nice of a person?
Yes. Me and not see. In reading the book, it's showing me because I've been the nice girl. I like that. That's just who I am, though. Like I'm that
right.
way with everyone. If I'm supposed to meet a friend and I can't make it, I'm gonna call. Or if I'm stepping out and it's just if I'm in a relationship and I'm leaving the house and I know we're supposed to meet, or just it's just common sense to me that my whereabouts. It's just, and it doesn't mean that I'm giving you power. It just means I'm considering you.
Right.
However, I'm a different. Apparently, I'm a different animal. My thinking is different to a man, and too much of that, it puts it in. It apparently it puts it in a situation where he holds the cards, he holds the power, and
To the wrong man.
Well, I guess so. Yeah,
Right.
But that's been my problem because I'm too considerate,
Okay.
and all thing I do is get smacked in the face. So I want to stop being the nice dude because the nice dude don't get the respect. The bad dude. Oh, here we go again.
Hi, Pito.
You promised not to smack him in his face, right?
Rita, are you done inboxing?
I'm finished. I'm done with that.
How long was the email?
About a good paragraph.
Okay.
See how she tried to diverse the question.
Hey,
It's
look.
cool. She's smart.
That's the Virgo thing right there. Bang. So the bottom line, I told Eric Robertson, who's a singer. Shout out to Eric Robertson. He has this thing called Mr. Nice Guy. I'm like, yo, dude, I'm tired of being the nice dude.
Well, see,
Because
there's one
after a
thing of
while-
being nice and being naive. I've been naive.
No, I'm
I've
not
been
naive.
nice. Well, you might have been if
No,
you
no,
didn't.
no.
Well,
And-
because
I'm too old to be naive.
so why
I've
are you
been
too nice?
Because that's the way I was raised. But unfortunately, I can flip it. If I need to flip it, I can flip. Because if that's what gets you to respect these days.
That's weird that you say that because Peter definitely never fell into the category of being. He's very charming, and he's got a very big personality, and I know that about him. So sometimes I'm always like, it's very easy for women to fall in love. You should be quiet. You're too charming. So I think that. It's not that someone should change themselves. They should just meet the person that they attract.
Well, you often do.
Sometimes that takes a long time.
It does.
Unfortunately. And sometimes for women who are nice, we have to bump our heads like a little bit harder to get it.
Right.
Unfortunately, I bump mine really hard. There's a big notch.
Child, I got houses on me. I got a condo over here. I got a house. There's an estate back here.
That's why you wear the extra.
Yeah,
So
I get it. Well, I know we're about to wrap things up, but I just expand for a moment for us, Tara. Why you would love? I understand that you want to come back to another season to help women.
I mean, not just for another season to help women, but that becomes, like I said, your reality TV. It opens you to so many things, but also to empower women. That's very important. I think that when these, I hate to say it like this, but for a lack of a better term, when men let us down, it's very important that we get together as a sisterhood and pick each other up. Like Renee Graziano from Mob Wives has like invaded my social media, and it's just so much love and just I think you're beautiful and I think that you're awesome, and just being a sister to me through this rough time. And sometimes you do need to hear that, and sometimes you do need to hang out with your girlfriends and to start involving yourselves in so many other things so that you can begin the process of moving forward from something bad that's happened to you. And not just Renee, but other women as well. But she has just from the very first conversation just been so empowering to me, and just sending me messages, and I think it's just been beautiful. And she doesn't know I remember her from the restaurant, and I reminded her, and she's like, I never put two and two together. But it's just from that moment until me reminding her, I'm just a stranger to her, and she just knows the situation, and she's like, we've all been there, and this is where it's important. And I'm like, that's exactly what I'm saying, that we have to empower women, and while it does take a village in everything that we do.
Absolutely.
That's a nice cap to this beautiful night. That's for sure. Make sure, and if you see this beautiful lady beyond TV at one of the swanky spots in the meatpacking district, yeah, she kind of holds it down at one of the spots in New York City. So say hello, and tell her that you saw her right here inside the Quiet Storm. But how can they keep up with you?
Again, you can keep up with me Twitter and Instagram, Taranasha W. And we're going to go through this again today.
Exactly.
That's
Let's do it.
TARANASHAW. And if you have an A in your name, you actually owe me for a vowel.
Wow.
And then perhaps I can pay the student loans off.
Wow.
I hear that.
Wow. Indy, closing remarks?
One, I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Because your light hasn't diminished. I don't see any joy taken in it. And I'm sure you're still in the healing process, but I think it's just awesome, and it's awesome that you want to give back to others, and that'll be a big help.
Right.
When you focus your attention on helping someone else at a hard time, it does help you. And I'm just gonna follow you and support you. And I think we're sisters from another mother, because she came and she's like, "Do I know you?"
Wow.
But Nah, I'm just really proud of you.
Thank
You're
you.
awesome. You're awesome. She's an awesome person.
Thank you. That's so sweet. I appreciate that.
You really
And
are.
I'm going to echo part of Indy's words, because you're very resilient. I respect and honor and have high admiration for strong women, because I come from a circle of them. So I know this is a challenging moment in your life, but this too shall pass.
Absolutely.
And when it passes, you'll shine and you'll grow even more so from the next level. So thank you for coming by tonight, and thank you for making this night very, very special for us. Hopefully it's been very compelling for you in a great way.
Thank you.
She got
Thank
a
you so much
washer.
for
She
having
got somebody
me.
to wash her clothes.
Wait.
She got wine. Get the number. She's gonna have a date.
I've got a quilt. I've got a.
Oh yeah, we need a
I've got
Kathleen.
quilt. I've got.
Kathleen, I think we might need a
Lenny,
quilt.
don't forget to get the number. The number.
Yeah, we're gonna get her number behind the scenes.
Anyway, look, we thank you so much for joining us this week for the Reality of Love. Tasha Wallace, the reunion show hasn't happened yet, right?
It has not happened yet.
I can't wait to see this one.
Oh boy,
This is going to
she's
be
gonna
a
be
little heated.
fine. So you haven't taped it yet?
Oh, it's been taped, but
Oh.
that's something we all have to
See?
just wait and see.
Okay.
Do you need a towel for blood?
no.
No, you sure?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I just want to find out so much.
I mean, I hope not.
No, I hope not either. I hope not. But you know what? This is
So
the
when you
very
black
beginning.
out, you don't remember things. So.
Oh Lord.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Just
kidding.
knock
I'm kidding.
them black cold.
No,
That's what's up.
No, absolutely not.
Well, look, you're going to be required to do at least one particular thing from time to time. You're going to have to lock into the Quiet Storm. So, you're a Virgo, and
I
you're a
have
hopeless
to.
romantic.
I absolutely have
At least
to.
once a week.
Okay.
That's all required.
That's okay. You know what? For the laundry, I have no problem. I absolutely have no problem with that.
Okay. Is
Once
there
a
a certain
week, I'm
detergent
locking in.
that I have to?
You know, I'm.
Or you wanna
listen,
let me do my thing?
I'm a mom on a budget, so whatever's on sale, I normally all
No,
game time.
no,
Either
no,
like
no,
all
no.
three. Like
No, we got. Let me hook it
okay,
up.
so if you got it, then let's do it.
I got it.
Then you tell me, Lenny.
I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna hook you up.
That-
But after the first time, my price goes up. I just want you to know, because I bring a lot to the table, sister. Especially for my skills, I bring a lot to the table.
Okay. I
The
want
first
to
one
see
is
those
calm.
whites.
Okay.
Huh?
The
What is
first
that?
one is calmed. Bring over yours.
The second one, Indy, you'll
Oh,
pay.
nobody washes my clothes. I am like
No,
really
look,
OCD
can
when
I-
it comes to that.
Real
That's
quick.
okay.
I was too until I dropped it off for the first time, and
But-
I'm like, this is amazing.
But check this out. See, if you were to rent a room from Indy, you couldn't even cook on this time. of night.
Oh no, you don't cook at a yeah. Oh no. I don't want to smell any food in the house
Can't
past a
cook.
certain time.
You can't walk
You know what it is?
hard
Because
on the
people
floor. You can't do
No,
anything.
I don't want to hear you, smell you, or see you. Those are the
See what
rules
I'm
in my
saying?
house.
And you're paying her rent.
You're
You're
renting.
paying
You're
a rent
paying
for a room.
rent
I
for a
can't eat.
room. You can do whatever you want to do as long as it's not in my house. As long as you keep things the way I put them and you clean. I clean everything all the time with bleach.
Okay, well, I just
Aquarium my butt. I'm
I
clean.
just have to say that there's someone out there who thinks just like her, and so she should attract that person.
Can a person eat after a certain time in your house?
And listen, we eat
All
all
the time?
all of the time in
know
my
what?
house.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
And then
that's
the deli
why.
delivers,
First
so
of all,
I will
Lenny-
have Oreos and Haagen-Dazs delivered at any given moment.
I'm so
Yes.
down for
Person-
that. But
person
are you
gain
okay?
weight.
Are you making
gain weight
pancakes
around-
at 5 a.m. with the smoke detector going off?
No.
Look, hold on.
Absolutely
Hold on,
not.
but Tara, you only a pencil, like, right? But see,
Oh yeah.
She's got a pencil. She can eat the Oreos.
I will order
Haagen-Dazs.
Haagen-Dazs, from the corner store. I'll order Haagen-Dazs, Oreos, and some light bulbs.
Oh.
Hey, look, we gotta get out of here, baby.
I love it.
This is New York City, so you can do that.
You can get anything.
Thank you so much for coming by tonight.
Thank
We'll
you.
have to have you back again for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you. Please.
Tara Wallace from Love and Hip Hop New York, y'all. Indy Smith.
Awesomeness. Good night.
Until next week, we'll see you then, all right? God bless you. Oh, one last thing. Please make sure you're at the bowling party, the annual bowling party. Global Veto will be opening up the set at the bowling party, and that's going down Sunday, January 19th in Long Island. We'll see you there, baby, all right? Till then.
Tell me a secret.
Thank you, Matt.
I don't just want to know about any secret.